Hey, what's going on, traders? Friday, February 3rd, 9:01 a.m., and here are your morning ideas. Okay, guys, it's right at 9 o'clock, so we got 30 minutes to the open. I wanted to do this after the jobs number came out today. So let me get some of this stuff off, and I'll pull up. I'm going to pull up the jobs number. Was much better than expected. You can see the non-farm employment change. The forecast is 193,000 jobs added. We added 517. So it basically blew the jobs number out of the water. And look what the market has done. The market has fallen because I guess the market is thinking that now, I haven't even been able to wrap my head yet around, the reason that the market would fall because of that. I guess maybe that means that the Fed can stop raising rates and then like the inflation will get bad again and people are worried about that. I don't know because, the workforce is looking pretty good here. But what I will say is when we look at the big picture, we finally started to push towards this upper limit, right? This has been on the chart for a while, this 4170 area, and we pushed right into it. And we're falling now, but like this is that area that we've been in for almost 10 months since May of last year. You can see it actually goes back to April of last year where we've just kind of been going back and forth, and now here we are at the top. Now we really need to see the market break out and pull back to that on the big picture, but we are at the top of that. And I would say that I just caution you to chasing longs at this point. I would like to see it get some separation up into the 4,200 area and then pull back and then push instead of trying to chase it from here, because you could get these kind of drastic pullbacks as we're at the top of an acceptance, a very, very wide acceptance area. On the 4-hour, it looks just like we're in this channel that, I can draw it here, but it's pretty easy to see, I think, where you're down here and we're just trending in that direction, like an upward sloping channel as we've broken out of these areas. This all looks good. There's nothing really to see here that I'm too, excited about or concerned about. I'm looking more at this bigger picture because we haven't been up at these levels since, August of 22. And now here we are again. I mean, I guess we came up at the end, in September just briefly, and then we fell back off. But I'm really watching this area, and I'm not too sure that that we stay down here today. Like I know that the reaction from the jobs report is negative initially, and I think that's again the market trying to price in something else that's not priced in yet. However, we've got a really boxy profile overnight, so. After the news, we've traded a bunch down here, but you can see up here that the VPOC is still all the way up here, and it's a very weak high. So I wouldn't be surprised for us to come back up and test yesterday's high or something like that, because this profile to me looks unfinished on the high. The only reason that we've come down now is because of the news, and people were, it was just a sideways trade in the morning just because people were waiting around for the jobs report number. Okay, so this morning I would look. I think that we're in a critical area here, and I think that if we can break above 4,200, now we're out of this area, and you'll get a lot of stops starting to get hit from the shorts that are short from these areas. Will start to bow out, and then that will provide the fuel with extra buying to push us up. And I think that you can go pretty far on those days. So I wouldn't discount that. We have 165% normal relative volume. Of course, like the jobs report number has something to do with that. And we're down for now. But the only downside that I see is that we're at the top of this level, right? So like what happens when the market is at the top of what we call balance? If it's at the top of balance, that's the edge of where we've accepted price. And the market has a tendency to want to pull back into the middle. Okay. Same thing happens when we're at the bottom of accepted price. It wants to push it back up into the middle. So we've traded here so much that the market does have a memory, and look at this. This is a beautiful profile that's taken 10 months to build out. So if you think that it's just going to just break out of there really easily, it just doesn't happen very often, right? So I wouldn't be surprised. While I think that there's still room for us to go higher, I wouldn't be surprised to see a healthy little pullback here. And people call it news, people call it, value high pulling back. Who cares, right? Just know that we're at the top. 4180 is the top of where the volume pretty much cuts off for the last 10 months, and that's important. Okay, so something to think about today as we go forward. Remember, the Super Bowl 40 for 40 is out. Please watch that. It'll be at the end of this. And we're closing up this in 2 weeks. It's been basically like a 5-week promotion by the end of it, and we've had a lot of fun with it internally. And I think that from what I've heard, you guys have too. So that's kind of my plan for today. Let us know if you guys have any questions about this or the promo or anything else, and we look forward to seeing you guys in there.